Assalamualaikum, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you the presentation about how to select the dam site location. Okay, next, introduction. Select the dam site location is very important. Choosing a suitable site for a dam is very complex and challenging task that requires careful consideration of various factors and criteria. As we know, dams are designed to store of water for many purposes such as for irrigation, hydropower, water supply, flood control, environmental enhancement, also for recreation. However, they also have potential risks and impacts on the environment, society, and economy. And be careful about select the dam site location because wrong decisions may lead to excessive loss and difficulties in construction and maintenance. For example, in this image is the dam failure. The dam failure in US, this is Teton Dam and Michigan Dam. Also, this is the recent dam break in Libya. As we know, in 14 September 2023, the two dams break caused catastrophic flood in Libya, which is more than 20,000 people died. Dam failure or dam break that have occurred in the past are not only due to faulty design or construction, but mainly due to neglect of proper site selection studies. So be careful about this. So now we're talking about some factor or some fundamental criteria affect the dam site location. Number one, geological condition. This is the most important investigation before we select the dam site location. The geological setting includes the characteristic and properties of the bedrock, soil, and groundwater in the area. Normally, when we want to make geological investigation, it started with interpretation of photo and maps, followed by field work, and we can drilling, take the sampling, and testing in laboratory. This is important. Why? Because it can help to identify any potential hazards such as faults, fractures, landslide, cars, erosion, or contaminations. Geological investigation, maybe we can divide it into three parts. Number one is physiography, lithology, and geological structure. Physiography is talking about shape and size of the river, state of development, stability of valley slopes. And lithology talking about the type, composition, and texture of the rocks or the bedrock layer in bottom. Also the thickness of alluvium layer covering the bedrock in the river at the dam site. To know the thickness of the alluvium layer in the bottom, we can use, for example, geophysical technique using seismic wave, and we can also using another technique, another method in geophysics. And for geological structure, there are some structure in geology like dip and strike. Dip is about angle and strike is about direction. Season, faults, folding, also important to be considered. From these images, which one is stable and unstable? The first image is this is the dam, and the layer is horizontal, same direction with the flow. And the second, the layer direction is same direction with the result force. When we build the dam, there are two forces. Number one is weight. This is gravity force from the dam to the bottom, and thrust, this is a force from the water flow. So the resultant will be to here in R. So R is the resultant force that will be total resultants, total of the force. And when the layer direction is same with R resultant, it will be the worst on unstable condition. So this is unstable conditions because the dam will easy to break and have potential to collapse, and also there is leakage water here. And the bottom one is the stable one, which is the layer direction is perpendicular to the resultant force. So this is good for the dam site locations. And this is fault structure. Faults are the most trouble if they are encountered across the length of the dam. So if we build the dam in the fault structure, it will be trouble and very dangerous, because during an earthquake it can reopen the fault fissure and rupture, which endanger the safety and stability of the dam. When the fault location here in the reservoir, this is less harmful, but when the fault location is below the dam here, it's very dangerous. And if the fault location in the downstream, faults which are not harmful. This is type of faults like transform, normal, and strike. And continue to the another structure is we call folding. Folding can provide advantages or disadvantages to the dam. Case number one, when the folding location in the reservoir, this is good for the this is very good for the water storage, because there is no leakage here, and also for the dam stability. Case number two, if the direction of the layer is horizontal, so this is not all ideal to true, not bad. Case number three, this is not good for stability of the dam and very dangerous to the dam collapse, and also the water from reservoir will has potential leakage to here. And case number four is the worst images, the worst conditions, which is the resultant is same direction with the layer. Factor number two is topography. The topography of a potential site for a dam include the shape, size, and elevation of the basin. When you want to build the dam should be located where the river has a narrow gorge or small valley with enough catchment area available behind, so that calculated amount of water can be easily stored in the reservoir. And also we have to consider the upstream should be wide and create a large reservoir. For example, this is Hoover Dam in US. The dam site location is in the narrow gorge. And this is example of elevation profile. So this is good location for the dam. I did by myself to create elevation profile using Google Earth. This is the river location in the Jati Gede area Sumedang in West Java, Indonesia. So I create the elevation profile from this line, cross sections. So this is good for the dam site location. So that's why the government built the dam Jati Gede here. Number three, accessibility is It is also important to consider about accessibility. The dam site should not be far from the material that will be used for constructions to minimize the cost of the project, and easy to access by road for material distributions. For example, this is Yusuf Valley Dam in Turkey. When we build the dam in the difficult location, it will be difficult also for maintenance, and also maybe the cost of the project will be high. Number 4, suitable foundation. The site must be strong, impermeable, and stable. Strong rock make the job designer easy, and impermeable site ensure better storage inventories, so there is no leakage or seepage of the water storage. The site must be stable from seismic shock, slope failure around the dam, so when there is earthquake happen, the dam will not collapse or break. So that's why it's important to find the site, the stable site location, and avoid the faults or the false structure of the site location of the dam. Number 5, environmental, social, and economical impact. This is also this is not fundamental but also important to consider about select the dam site location. It is important to consider the ecological, social, cultural, and economic aspect that will be affected by the dam project. This factor affect the sustainability, acceptability, and benefit of the dam, as well as the mitigation and compensation measures that may be required. And engineering need to conduct environmental and social impact assessments, stakeholder consultation, and cost-benefit analysis. So this is talking about economic. It's important to make evaluation about cost-benefit analysis. Environmental impacts. The environmental impact of the dam can be both adverse and beneficial. So there is the dam will be give advantages or disadvantages to the environmental. For example, of course, the dam, the benefit of the dam is for hydropower, water supply, energy options. But there are some other disadvantages of the dam for environmental, like greenhouse gas emissions and salinity waterlogging, loss of downstream aquifers, and so on. Also for ecological condition, this is effect of dam on biodiversity. The dam will affect the condition of the birds, fish, microorganisms, and so on. Social impacts. The dam impacts for social is relocations. This is image of relocations. People in China, relocation of 3 Georges Dam project in China in 1993. It said that there are 1.2 million people relocated who live in what become it 1,000 square kilometer reservoir, and the area greater in size than Singapore. So we can imagine many people should be relocated from this area to be reservoir, and how many cost spent for these relocations. Also, social impact in another social impact is happened in Philippines here. People in Philippines have protested the dam project as the dam will destroy a great portion of the Sierra Madre range. This is the name of the mountain range. And it said the dam will destroy numerous habitats of many endangered species living in the mountains. So government should be ready to face this people protest about the dam project. economical impact, as I mentioned before, it is important to consider about cost and benefit analysis. If the benefit higher than cost of the dam, so continue to build the dam in that site. But if the cost will be higher and then benefit, so just consider and looking for another location for the dam site. The benefit of constructing any dam at a particular site should be realistic and justified. This is Three Gorges Dam, as I said before. This is one of the biggest dam in the world. We can see the dam. The length of this dam is more than 2 kilometers, and this is the big reservoir from Yangtze River in China. It said before that the area of reservoir is greater than Singapore country. This poster show about information or data about Three Gorges Dam. The cost is 39 billion US dollars to build the dam for construction, relocation, and the others. The longest 2 kilometers, and yeah, even this dam spend a lot of cost, but how about the benefit? We can consider about the benefit. This is world's largest hydroelectric power stations with 34 generators installed and 22,000 megawatt total capacity. And this is another benefit for flood control. The reservoir had accumulatively withheld more than 180 billion cubic meters of flood water. For power generation, the Three Gorges Dam is the world's largest hydropower station with the largest total installed capacity, with cumulative around 1,354.1 billion kilowatt hour of electricity had been generated. For navigations, 1.4 billion tons of cargo had passed through the Three Gorges Dam ship locks. Water resource utilizations. The reservoir had provided water replenishment for a total 2,267 days, maybe this is around 7 years, with total water replenishment 289.4 billion cubic meters. And another benefit is ecological protection. The clean electric power generated was equivalent to saving 430 million tons of standard coal, reducing 1.169 billion tons of carbon dioxide emissions. So that's why this is dam have great impacts, because so many benefit of the dam. Even the cost is very high also, but the benefit higher than cost. So that's why the government continue to build the dam in these locations. Okay, this is the last slide of my presentation. Thank you for watching my video. Shukran. See you in the next video. Assalamualaikum.